This is the Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Correale and Sebastian Maniscalco.
Welcome to the Pete and Sebastian Show. This is Pete's having a full-blown attack. Start.
All right.
We are doing this from an underground location. Can't say where we're at, but we're together for the first time. And could you remember the last time we did this together like this?
I can't. It was exciting to see you, man.
It's just that turn of the head, you looking at me.
Yeah.
I got uncomfortable.
I know. I even had to tell you when we first saw each other, because of the way you are, I had to tell you I'm hugging you. That's what I said to him, Mike. I'm hugging you. You just emotionally wrap your head around it. I know you're not comfortable with it.
Could you get yourself in the frame here?
I'm not in the frame.
Yeah, no,
all
you're
right,
yeah,
all right.
Okay,
We're practically touching these. There's literally that much space between 3 inches.
Oh,
what's
good to
up?
be
Yeah,
back.
good to see you, dude.
Back in the driver's seat. We haven't done the cast, I think, in about, 12, 13 days now. So a lot has happened over the course of the time I haven't talked to you. So what, first, do we got anything going on at the Correale house? I haven't really been at home to mine any stories.
It's unbelievable. How many arenas have you done since you've been going?
8 arenas. We did 3 in Canada, 5 in New York City, and it was spectacular.
Wow, man!
It was, last time I did the Garden, we did 2 shows a night over 2 nights, so it was 4 shows total. I did a meet and greet in between, 100 people. So I was doing press and all that stuff. So this time, it was not, and back when I did it 4 years ago, whenever it was, I had my family in town. Serafina was here. Not that was nice to share that with them, but here I was just alone. I had really no pressure. I got some sleep, and it was good, man. It was good. The crowds were fantastic. These people haven't laughed and been out in 2 years, so their first time kind of coming out.
That's awesome, man. Must feel good, because that was all going down when the pandemic kicked in, and then it's like, everyone, no matter what they do in life, whatever job you have, I don't care what your job is, you're going back to going, are they still going to like me? They liked me when I left. From the deli guy to you to anyone in between. So that's great, man. More back to normal.
Yeah, so it was good. So I don't know I feel like I got to really adjust to this.
Being face to face?
Yeah.
Don't look at me if you
No. I could look at you. I'm just saying it's just different than being at home. And I gotta tell you, we did a show recently with what the hell did we just do?
The show we just did with Bonfire with Big J and Dan Soda.
We just didn't do it. We did it a few days ago. And I gotta tell you, man, I'm not cut out for multiple people talking at once. I just noticed that while I was sitting there, I was going, when I don't have anything to say, I just smile a lot, and I'm not in the moment.
Right.
When you guys were all talking, I was just sitting there going, I can't add anything to this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I know what you're saying, but there was what was going on anyway? It wasn't like we were talking about anything in particular.
I know, but I can't even get into that. I can't even get into just free form conversation. I'm too slow.
Right.
Because when you got what do you mean well?
You're not too slow.
I'm slow because when you got all comedians, it's tough to get in. That's why I never did these shows like Chelsea Lately or all these talking head shows where, you had to vie for time.
Right.
I feel like when I'm in the group, I just rather sit back and listen rather than interject anything that I have.
Yeah. Well, I don't like those shows on TV. I haven't done many, but when I did Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, this, I know it doesn't equate pressure-wise when we were on with Dan and Jay, but Because then when you don't say anything, what happens is you start going, oh, God, we're halfway through the show and I still haven't said anything. And then I'm like, then I'll go, what? I bet my parents are like, he's not saying anything. And now I'm way in my head.
Yeah, the tough crowd.
Yeah.
When I was watching that, I know it was a huge popular show on Comedy Central back then. I was like, I would never be good at that show because I'd be the guy who they'd turn to and 20 minutes in going, we shouldn't have booked you.
Yeah.
You're really not doing nothing here.
Yeah, I know. And then, it's that was me. And then when someone else is doing well, I think Patrice was on mine. I'm like, oh, God, he's standing up. Can you stand? He's not even in the seat anymore. He's breaking the rules. Holy shit, I suck. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
So, but hey, I like anyway what we do when we like deep dive into things. Instead of just kind of glossing over what's going on out there, man.
Oh, no, I mean, you're damn right. I mean, God bless other shows, and they're great, and they got their own thing going.
Yeah.
But when I get on the Pete and Sebastian show, I know we could take a morsel and make it a cookie. I mean, it just we'll do 48 minutes on, how to shave your beard properly.
Anything, of course. I mean, what do you want to talk? We can talk about doorknobs.
So, Pete and I are back together again, just for a small amount of time. Pete is coming out to California. Now,
so excited for the visit.
I got to tell you, and this is something I haven't even told you over text, but I didn't know, what the accommodations were going to be for you. I didn't know whether you were staying at a hotel, whether you were going to stay with us. I didn't know what was going on. Did we even discuss this prior to your visit? I know I had said something, hey, stay with us and whatnot, but was it determined how long or?
No, it was, especially with you and with everything going on, like Jackie would be like, we were going out there. Got seeing my other friend too for a couple of days, but then we were going out there to do a trip with Sadie in California.
Yeah.
Obviously, love to see you guys. Yeah. That's like a big impetus of it. But couldn't lock. We're not going to try and lock you in because you got shows. So then you asked me a while ago to dates, and I told you the dates, and it was going to be over Easter. So I figured, well, that's not why. Jackie didn't want to be home for Easter anyway, but I figured, well, maybe you will be home because it is Easter. And then we got our room. I go, let's just get our room, Jack, for the whole time. And then if we go over there and Sebastian and Lana are like, why don't you stay over? And we decide to, we'll just keep that room that we have and we'll go back to it in the morning. And then I got a hold of you and you're like telling me to stay 2 days, one of them being Easter. So I canceled the room. It's like,
all right,
okay, I'm staying at your house on Easter and we're Catholic. That's huge.
That's big. I mean, you don't get any bigger than that.
No, it's practically.
And with your family, it's not even just you.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the whole family.
Yeah. And so we're going to do a little Easter. I don't know what you call it. Maybe a brunch, maybe 2:00. Going to have my mother there, my sister, her kids, my kids, the Correale. So then I invited Pete to come Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday night.
Right.
This is before Easter, Wednesday night, because I got to go to, where am I going? Where the hell am I going?
I don't know. What are you playing next?
When is this?
This is in April 12th. This is April 18th.
Okay. I don't know where I'm going. Oh, I got to go to Green Bay. Okay. So before I went to the Green Bay, I'm like, why don't we have like a little, because Lana's sister and her husband and her kid are coming to visit too.
Right. Oh, wow.
So they're going to be there. They're leaving and they're staying with us. So basically they're leaving and then you guys are moving in. But that Wednesday, I go, let's have like a pizza making night. We'll get a guy over.
Wow.
Did I didn't tell you this?
No. You said pizza night.
Yeah, but this guy's going to come and do a class on how to make pizza.
Wait, no, is this the 14th you're doing it?
Yeah.
We could come the 14th. We're staying with my friend on the 12th and the 13th.
Is that Monday and Tuesday?
Yeah, then we're in a hotel
Okay, so Wednesday night, we're going to have a pizza guy come and do a class outside with the pizza oven and the whole thing.
I can't come. I'll tell you why I can't come. I'll tell you why, because my kid's already coming there for 2 days, and with the pizza, she'll want to be rich, and she'll not like me because she's not rich. It's too much. It's too much. She'll be like that. Our pizza night is we drive, and we've got a warm box, and I have to put it on my lap till we get home. And Mom's got the oven at 200 to keep it warm. Yours is fucking the CEO of Pizza Hut flipping fucking. No, I think I got to talk to Jack.
Okay,
I think
so
we're available if it's not too far of a drive from a hotel. That sounds awesome.
That's too far of a drive. I don't give a shit if it's an hour.
Bro, gas is $17 a gallon out there. That's it, Eddie. There we go.
Oh man, I knew that was an edit as soon as it came out. As soon as it came out of your mouth.
I know, but that was worth saying. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Wednesday pizza night. So who's doing this? What's going on?
So I know a guy.
I didn't meet the family. Your sister-in-law's kids.
Yeah. So you'll meet one of them. Another one. We'll get into that maybe later on. We'll get into what's going on with the other child. But yeah, it's a guy from Napoli. All right, he's from Naples.
Wow, that's where my heritage is from.
Okay, so that's the guy I wanted. Unfortunately, he's not going to be available. So we are looking for other people. Now, a pizza guy's got to have a bit of personality, you know?
Yeah.
There's a couple guys we know, good pizza guys, but, you know, kind of lacking in the theatrics of it all.
For the kids, like making it fun?
Well, yeah, you need a guy, this guy that I know is like, hey, he's flipping it up. Right. He's got fucking powder on his head, like he's in it. He's in it.
Have you had past pizza guys that showing it? Half the kids are running off, they're playing in the grass. You're like, no, get back. Yeah, all right, shit.
So this guy's like authentic. So I wanted like an authentic guy flipping the pizzas. But we'll lock it in.
Is this for parents too? Do they make them, or the kids are making them? Or everybody?
Everybody.
Oh my God, this sounds fun, bro.
Yeah, so I figured, we got Lana's family in, we got you guys in. We'll probably have maybe another couple there. And I love curating a night like this.
2 edits. All right, I'm done. That's just a beep.
Oh, God.
I'm kidding.
No. It's not him. But who knows? Maybe. I don't know. I like curating an event like this because it's nice to kind of mix and match the people there. You got to get it's like ingredients.
Dude,
bro.
it sounds like a lot of fun. My daughter and Jackie would love that. I would too, man. That sounds like a blast.
Okay, so that's Wednesday.
Awesome.
Was that Wednesday or Tuesday? What the?
I'm amazed though how you perform, come home and socialize and like perform again. Like you don't. I feel like rock stars come home when they lock themselves in the bedroom for 3 days and then come out and say, okay.
Yeah, well, they're doing drugs and I'm doing pizza. I mean,
yeah, that's true. They come home, baby, let me just go detox, get this heroin out of me, and then we can rent a movie.
Well, it's funny you'd say this because I was talking to another comedian. Actually, I was talking to my opener about this, Pat. And, when you're on the road for this long, I've been on the road, I think 2 weeks now. And, you develop a rhythm being on your own. I don't got to get up for anything. I go to bed when I want. If I want to work out at a certain time, I work out. There's no real, schedule.
Yeah.
Now, when I go home, boom, I'm up at 6:30, making eggs for the kids, taking them to school, picking them up. There's a lot going on. So, and I was even talking to Lana about this. What we got to master is the reinsertion of me back into family life.
Right.
Because it takes a while for me to adjust to all the things that are going on at home because Lana's been home for 2 weeks, right?
Right.
And, my sister was talking to Lana and whatnot, and Serafina was in our bed with Lana eating a popsicle.
Right.
And my sister was like, oh, hey, you get to eat popsicles in mommy's bed. And Lana was like, oh, I don't know, what am I doing? Eating. And she's thinking it's falling and stuff. Now, if I'm home, that don't happen.
Right.
I feel like when I leave,
Right.
I feel like the warden went on vacation.
Don't you know why your daughter's eating a popsicle in your bed?
Why?
It's because you're not home, so they're together. It's like Jackie would say, like when I came home recently, and I'm not even on the road like you. Sadie came into our room one night and she's like, "Mom, I can't sleep. Can I?" And she never does this. And I go, "Just get in," because it was almost close in the morning. And she hopped right in. And Jackie turns over and goes, next morning, Jackie goes, "You're not doing that anymore, Sadie. Don't start that." And then she turns to me and she goes, "I let her sleep with me on Saturday nights when you're on the road." And I had like a 6-week run. And she's getting used to it now. Because when Dad's not gone, the rest of the cubs cuddle closer. So, I mean, you're sitting there going, "She's eating a popsicle in there. That didn't happen when I get home." You're no kidding you that, because now you're home and you get back in your other spot and everyone goes back to their spot.
I don't know if they do, though. See, that's that now behavior becomes acceptable. The kids don't know, I'm just saying, I feel like I got to straighten shit out when I go back home because, they've been,
But like every single night, not every night, but every weekend, Friday and Saturday, my daughter, because she doesn't get TV during the week, after she takes a shower and it's just before bedtime, she gets like 30 minutes on.
What the fuck is this? Military school?
Yeah, well, this is before bed. Listen, me and Jackie want to sit down and smoke weed. I was literally waiting for her to go to bed so we could hang out. In the morning, she gets more TV time, but at night, 30 minutes. But we get her a bowl of ice cream, and she sits on her bed and eats it and then goes to bed. So, like, what's a little popsicle in the bed?
Yeah, I don't want to go to bed and then roll around in cookies and cream.
Then don't have kids, guys. I mean, I
don't know. I never,
what?
Growing up, I ate where you were supposed to eat. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but I'm sorry to interrupt you too, but your dad was home every night. So it's like, he keeps saying, "Don't do this, don't do that." It's harder to come home and leave your stamp and then leave for, like say, "No eating in bed. See you in February." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You lose. I feel like you can't say as much because you're not home as much, man.
Yeah, I got you. I don't know. I hear you. I'm just saying, and then I don't want to be this militant dad that comes home and starts barking orders and this and that.
Yeah.
So my point of the story was, I'm going to try to ease back into family life rather than come in full bore like a hurricane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what does that entail? I'm dying to know how you ease.
It's a mindset, bro. It's a mindset, and then it's a meditative mindset that I kind of come in and just go, "Hey, this is the way it is. Let me, because if I start coming in like a whirlwind, Lana's going to get like, "Look, what are you doing?" Yeah. So I'm just like, and we talked about this 3 days ago. Just saying, I'm going to come in and I'm going to take it easy.
You know how you should come in? Like a stepdad that just married their mom. So you come in light, and wait till like the end of the week before you start asserting yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how you should come home every time. Pretend you're a stepdad and you're just starting to live together all as one big family. Hey guys. So because
hold on one second, is this thing on? Is that thing recording?
Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't see a red.
That's because it matches the same color as the sweater that you bought. Nobody else bought ever. I tried to make fun of his pinky ring, his Johnny Depp ring on his pointer, but apparently that's a sleep thing.
It's a sleep ring. I've worn this before on the show.
What is that like, though? I know you talked about it, but like, don't you just know you're getting good sleep or not? Like, or do you look at that in the morning and go, "All right, I got to go to bed earlier tonight because I didn't get enough last night"? Like,
it's a game. It's a game for me.
Yeah.
So what I do is I get up and I kind of analyze how I'm feeling. Like, did I get enough rest? Am I tired? Am I druggy? Sometimes you wake up and you're like, "Oh, wow, feel rested." Sometimes you get up, you're like, "Oh, man, I could go back to sleep." And then I look at the ring's data on my phone and I try and say, "Oh, like I went out drinking the other night, right? It's last night. I had a bottle of wine last night."
Nice.
Right? Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, they had a good time, man.
Had a good time. Visited an old friend of mine. Came home and it hit me in bed when I was talking to Lana on FaceTime. I was like, the room started to spin, and I'm like, I gotta go. One of those. And I thought I was gonna hit the toilet, but thank God that didn't happen. Is my voice heavier? I feel like, or is it just this quality micro?
Yeah, it's a little both, right? Yeah, it does sound amazing. You know what I mean? You hear your voice in this, and you're like, how come I'm not doing voiceover work for Ford? You know, I mean, build truck, gets through the mud.
Speaking of, I just did a voiceover campaign two days ago.
No kidding.
No, yesterday.
Can we get a sample? I'm all ears.
So it's for Vile Life cheese, right?
Yeah.
It's like a vegan cheese, no dairy. And I did the voiceover for their digital spots, right? Did 6 spots. And I'm in a room, right? And the whole, like, there's the people from Vile Life there, the advertising agency, the engineer, they're all out there, right? Yeah. And I'm in this studio. It's like a, studio with a glass. So I'm looking at these people. I haven't really done anything quite like this. I said, could we shut the drape? I don't want to look at nobody.
Nice.
And I don't want anybody looking at me. It's going to screw me up. So we shut the drape, and I just saw the engineer, just me and him, and I didn't see the people. I could just hear the people, because this is my reasoning. As I'm doing this, and I'm not like overly confident that, I've never really done anything like this before. I don't want to be doing it. And out of the corner of my eye, see somebody writing down on their legal pad, like notes, right?
Yeah.
It's like equivalent to the whole audience at a comedy show having a note going, that sucked.
Yeah, that would bug you out. Well, but the other part is like, you're trying to get laughs? Like, not trying, but is it a funny thing what you're saying?
Not necessarily funny, but some of the ad libs I was doing was kind of adding to the humor of it. Right?
Oh, okay.
Because they would say, whatever. I would be done, and then you would hear that was really good. Oh, they go, that was really good, Sebastian. Really good stuff. But could you hit the word "you" on this one? So I tell them, I go, you could save the compliments. Just get into what's wrong. I don't like this. I don't know if you get this from people. Maybe we were writing on the show. I don't know. But this is the standard. What you're supposed to tell people is, Pete, really, I love your shirt and love your jeans or whatever. But, next time you should wear a new shoe. You give a compliment, and then you give what's really the motive for you speaking, right?
Yeah. Even in the writer's room, that was really funny. But I think, I don't need that. That was really funny. And with you, if that was great, you wouldn't be asking me to do to you better, right? See, you got to pull a Sinatra there, though, man. You got to just go, listen, I could stay here and do this 2 more hours, or I could leave now. And you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the track if I stuck around for 2 more hours. So I'm going to leave now. And they would work with what you gave them. I'm not saying you would do that, but...
Yeah. No, I'm very accommodating when I do these things. I tell the people, I go, even before I went into the box, I said, listen, whatever you want me to do, just tell me. I said, I got no ego. If you don't like what I'm doing, if it's too slow, too fast, energy's too low, energy's too high, just tell me what you want, and I'll do it. All right. I feel like that disarms people, and then gives. This is in any business, by the way. If people feel like they could share what they're actually, and that's why I did the whole thing about save the compliment and just give me what's wrong, because that's how I grew up. My father never did this. Hey, you had a good game, but you should have kicked the ball.
Right.
It was, what are you doing out there? You suck. There was no fluff in the pillow.
And then when you were great, it was that much better to hear it because it wasn't coming all the time, man. Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. So, it went good, right? You liked it?
No, I liked it. I think they enjoyed it. And then after that, I went and did some work on. So I'm playing. I don't know if we discussed this. Yeah, I think I'm playing Spike in the animated film Super Mario Brothers. I'm playing their boss. So I've been going in and doing voiceover for them. So I went in. Now, I go in, and I'm not a big music guy, but it's a studio. And you walk in, you start seeing like platinum albums and this and that. So I go in the room, and I ask the guys, I go, any history on the room? He goes, yeah, Kanye West made Yeezus here.
Wow.
And I'm looking at 50 Cent made an album, Rihanna made an album there. I like to get what, even in this room, if we could say where we were, like, who did shows in this room before? I feel like it lives in the wall.
I like that at old theaters, when you play an old theater and you find out, like, Bob Hope played here all that time ago. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. It lives in the wall.
It does. I feel like it spawns creativity. Don't you think, Hank? Oh, God. Yeah, so I feel like I didn't really get an honest opinion on the orange sweater when you first saw the whole orange and the orange. I got orange shoes on, too.
Yeah.
So,
That's your thing, though, man. I mean. What?
Did you look at me and go, wow, what an idiot?
No, of course not. I mean, that's tame for you. But at first I was like, orange, it's like cold weather. It's, again, more profound than what other people wear. But then when you took it off and I saw them like Indian Navajo sleeves, yeah, that's a style. That's an interesting style.
That's a style. And this is it's not ripped. It's just the way it's supposed to be.
To look a little ripped?
Yeah, a little worn out, man.
This is a $10 thermal from the store by me. Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't think it was a bit. The sneakers are a bit coming at you, but that's your thing.
Yeah, man, I come right at you. Now, speaking of coming at you, I went over to the 9/11 memorial. All right?
Yeah,
took a tour. Have you been?
Yeah, not a tour, but I went down there.
The museum?
No, not the museum. I went down to.
Yeah, you went down to the pools.
Yeah.
No, I went into the museum. Every American should go look at this. This is, and I heard they're going to close it because the attendance is low.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Well, I mean, if you lived in New York City, you really have to go. I mean, if you live in Pearl Harbor, do you go to the Pearl Harbor Museum?
No, but I mean, I'm just saying, I think people need to go and visit that. I think it's something that you can't forget. I mean, I know people might not want to go just because it's a traumatic experience. They might want to relive it. But for me to go, I learned a lot.
Plus, you got to remember, too, though, that fucking pandemic just... I mean, the sales went down big time for the World Trade Center after the pandemic.
I get it, but it was something that everybody in New York should, if you're visiting, should just even go to the pools and pay homage.
No, I agree, man. I agree, and I lived here at the time, and I'm saying that if you live here now, but if you lived here at the time, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
did you live?
I don't think I'm ever going to the museum. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I saw the pools.
Okay, you don't have to go.
No, I just, it's like everything is so, everything is sad. Everything is sad now, like.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's a sad thing to see. But what I'm saying is, and I didn't live here. I lived in Los Angeles when it happened. Were you in the city?
I lived in the city, but I was not in the city on that day. I came back the next day. It's lame. I wasn't here. I felt like I...
Where were you?
Would have stopped it. No, I just wish I was with my people.
Oh, God.
I was doing a show in Charlotte. I was with Brewer and doing a show, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was... do they have like that flag that they put back up? Is that in the museum?
No, they didn't have that.
Did they have anything from Bush? Like his horn?
Yeah, I didn't I did a tour and they showed us kind of like the big things, like the steel where the plane hit.
Holy shit.
They have the steel between the 93rd and the 96th floor. They have it hanging there and the dent where the plane hit. So I go,
unbelievable.
How the hell do you know out of all this wreckage, this is where the plane hit?
Right.
He said, the steel is numbered. And when you look at the drawings of the building, you could tell where each beam is. Like, let's say beam 1682
right.
between floors 38. So everything is referenced.
Right.
It's not like they're just taking steel out and guessing. Shit's cataloged.
Oh my God.
So I thought that was amazing. The fire truck ladder 3 had 11 guys on it. One of the first fire trucks to come to the fire or the buildings. Everybody on the truck died.
Oh my God.
And just to see that there, just to see it, the destruction of it was just, it was a good kind of reminder that this actually happened in our country. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's definitely a reminder of like how freaking incredible firemen and policemen are all over this world and our country. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, don't ever forget what these guys do every day, man. It drives me nuts,
Well, that's kind of why I brought this up, because I don't know about you, but after 9/11, everybody was opening the door for people. Oh, I'm sorry. If the friend, American flags on everybody's car, and everybody was patriotic. NYPD and the fire department. Now, you can't find an American flag anywhere on a car. No one likes each other.
I know.
And everybody hates the police. What the fuck happened?
I know. It's like we need to get Luke to get on the same page or something.
It's like, what, you need a catastrophe like that for the whole country to come together again?
Yeah.
So that's what I walked out of there, because I was talking to a New York police officer who was there, and we had a private conversation in regards to kind of what's going on, and this guy saw people jumping off the fucking building, right?
Yeah,
and what he went through and what's burned in his brain, and it was just
these guys knowing, cops and firemen going up there knowing they're probably not coming back down. Are you kidding?
I don't even think they knew, bro.
Heroes.
I don't even think they knew.
What?
I don't think they knew the buildings were going to collapse as they were going up there. They were just going up to save people. I don't think they shit. Did you think that the shit was going to fall down?
No, but I mean, I thought that they might have known. I mean, it's better for the story. Is that what that is? No, I think they did know, man. I think a lot of them knew that they didn't.
I don't think they know.
Really?
I don't think anybody thought those buildings were going to come down, but maybe they did. I don't know. But just going there, it was a good thing to see. What else did I do while I was in New York? I did some charity work, bro.
Oh my God! What are you, like Tony Robbins, bro? Holy cow! Was it the show was like just one of 20 things you do in a day? Charity work.
So
I aspire to do charity work, but I'm not at a level yet to help anybody else out but myself. I'm not at the top of the hill yet. I'll look back down. All right, who needs the rope?
you're still using it.
Yeah.
All right. So I got Lindsay, our tour manager, organized this thing where, me and her and Pat, Pat didn't go. My trainer came, a photographer come with us, videographer. We all kind of helped at this Good Plus Foundation, which gives the bare necessities to new parents. And they have a program where they bring fathers back into the family and what have you. So we stuff bags, right?
Where was the father?
The father might have left the family, you know what I'm saying? So this organization tries to, reconnect the father with the kids and have them be a part of the kids' lives. And they give them,
Cool.
we packed baby bottles and bibs and pacifiers in a bag to give to the dad. So it's a good organization, actually headed up by Jessica Seinfeld. She started it in 2002, I think. So we go there, right? And they say, we got to stuff 100 bags. Now, I'm looking around and going, take a half hour. Right? And then we get into it, and I'm going, wow, this is a 2.5 hour.
No. See, I thought, don't you just like stuff one bag for a photo op? I mean, what do you...
No, bro,
bag stuff, what a waste of an asset. You're the guy, I'd give out the bags. I mean, go see your kid. Here's a bag. Is that Sebastian? Yeah.
No, bro, what I was doing, not only stuffing bags, but I was writing on the tag little inspirational messages to the father, like there's nothing better than being a dad, or, that whatever. I was just little inspirational messages.
But signed by you,
no.
Right? No?
No, just
Again, well, I mean...
They don't know.
It should be like at the end.
Bro, it's not my demographic.
Reunite.
It's not my demographic.
That's why you let them know. I love that too when famous people do commercials and the people hide them know they're not famous. So he'll go, well, I'm not playing wide receiver for the San Diego Chargers. Boy, if that wasn't letting us know who you are. Yeah, but you go, if you go back and be with your boy, then you and your boy can come see me at the Garden, something like that. Bro,
they can't even afford a bib, but come see me at the Garden.
I don't want, listen, I mean, charity sounds like a very good thing, but I mean, a funny quip from you with a feathered pen's going to get a guy to go back to his kid. If he left his family, What is he going to look at that and go, oh, whoever wrote this is right. I'm going to take these diapers and go be the dad I have in bed. I mean, you need to get a judge, guy. That's what he needs.
Oh God!
Oh man!
Oh my God!
I mean, that's a nice
bro.
try.
The whole thing at Disneyland spawned this thing. I'm like, I gotta start and Lana and I do have a foundation that we started called Tag Your It, which supports Alzheimer's, kids, education, and veterans. Right. So we self-fund that, and we give money out to where we see fit. There's nothing like you can't donate to this thing. I just put my own money in and we cut checks. So
awesome.
But I like going and seeing people's faces. That's what I like. That's the charity I want to do. I got to figure out how to do it though. Like I want to see people's faces when we give them whatever we give them, rather than me stuffing a bag and it goes out and I don't see it. So, so we did that.
What about like one of your parties, man? Have one for the kids to come in and see those water slides and stuff when you have one of those blow-up parties? You're probably like, hey, we're coming through the house.
It is, come on. Would you get in the thing? You're hanging out of the thing.
I'm sorry. All right.
I keep looking at the camera and you're falling out of it. So anyway, that's what we've been doing. What's going on?
Speaking of dad, I got to tell you a funny dad. Not a funny, but I don't know how to word it, but let me just tell you the story. So Sadie and I go from time to time, a lot. We go to the Fredonia High School varsity basketball games. And they got a guy, he's like 6'5", his name is Nick Whitfield. He's the star, right? This guy, when I played in high school, we had a 7'1" guy was our center. He got a Division II scholarship. He dunked once the whole season. The first game we went to see Nick Whitfield, they told us, oh, wait till you see, he dunks like 6-7 times a game at least. I'm like, all right, what are we talking? The guy dunked 5 times in the first half. Alley-oop behind the back. Me and Sadie are high-fiving, I mean, it's the competition's not quite as stiff as Chicago, New York City or something, but nevertheless, very fun. So last week I take her to see, at Fredonia College, the senior girls, best in the county, high school girls, were playing an all-star game. And then the boys were playing afterwards. And like Sadie will come home from school. We play a lot of hoops. She loves hoops now. And she'll be like, Dad, I saw Nick Whitfield in the hallway. I'm like, did you go up to him? She's like, no. And there's another guy who's a junior, Ethan Fry. She calls him Fry. She likes his game too, right? She's got the programs. She reads them and breakfast and stuff. So we're at the game and she goes, Dad, Nick might be floating around soon because they play next. I'm like, yeah, he might be. And then like a little later on, there he is in the hallway. And he comes walking by and she's almost 9 now. So she's hitting me like, Dad. So he walks by and then the girls' game is ending. So we're leaving and he happens to be walking by too. So I go, let's go. And she's like, don't say anything. So we walk out and we're right behind him. We get out in the hallway and I tap him on the shoulder and I go, excuse me. And, he turns around. Tall dude, And I go, hey, man, my name's Pete. This is my daughter, Sadie. We go to all your games, and I love watching you play. And I look at Sadie. I go, and she's just a big, big fan, man. She tells me when she sees you in school and stuff. And, when he looks down and introduces himself, dude, her eyes were like, I never seen a smile like that, And he shakes her hand. He was so nice. And my point of it is, she wouldn't even care if LeBron James was there. This is her LeBron James. This is her little world. You know what I mean? So all you dads out there dropping $250 to take your kid to see freaking Randall and whoever playing for the Knicks, $3 ticket. Take them to see whoever your high school seniors. That whoever she sees in the hallway, that's who her star is, man.
Is this guy headed to a major program?
Yeah, well, for football, he's going to D1 St. Francis College to be the new quarterback there. He's not even going for hoops, man. Wow. That's the thing, too, right? Whenever an athlete's great in high school, he's like, oh, and he was also the catcher and hit 42 home runs. You know, it's like you either got it or you don't, man. So it was cool. It was cool.
I had trouble like mastering like one sport, and then there'd be a guy in school that he plays like three. Right? He's into football and basketball, and then he's running cross country.
The one that you mastered, like soccer, he's just dipping a toe, and he's better than you at that too, right? Oh, man. By the way, dude, Google. It's getting out of control how they're controlling what we can and can't see. And this is kind of funny to me. I said to Jackie, I got to tell Sebastian on the cast. The other day we went to watch Yellowstone, and we got delayed by 25 minutes because we were trying to find on Google if the swimmer, the one who had the female swimmer, if she had, he had the penis taken off yet. And like, no matter how hard, like you go to Google, I forget Leah Thompson, Hank, something like that, and we're like, did she have the full operation, or does he still have his penis? You know, and Google. I don't know why I bring this up, but they act like. Did you have an answer? Yeah, you can't get an answer. They act like they don't know. They act like you're the only one who ever asked that question. It drives me nuts. You know what I mean? Like they don't even. You'll never get it. They just tell you stuff about that. Where else can I get my information, bro? I got to give up on Google. Do you know?
There are other search engines.
I got to get done with these people. They're trying to make me only see what they want me to see.
Okay, yeah. Actually, Joe Rogan had somebody on his podcast that's deep into this stuff, that he has other search engines that don't edit or block or what have you. So I'll get the name of the guy he had on. I forget, but listen to the entire podcast and you'll have a plethora of options.
Maybe I'll be more popular in that search too, because when you do our search, there's this deep sea spear fisherman named Peter Correale out of Florida. I tell you about this guy. This guy's killing me. He's all on Instagram.
A fisherman is ahead of you?
Yeah, with the same name as me. And then like someone and when I checked my email, whatever, some guy's like, I know, because I didn't respond to some email, and some dude writes me again and he goes, I know you're you're fishing with Donald Trump Jr. and doing bigger, more important things, Pete, but you can reach out. I'm like, what? And then I'm like, the deep sea fishing guy. So I emailed the guy back. I go, that's not even me, guy. That was because I guess Donald Trump Jr. put on his thing, went fishing with Pete Correale in Florida, had a blast.
I think you're piped in with the Trump.
Oh, God, I'm not even the most popular person with my own name. And it's not even it's not even like John Smith, It's like a...
Oh, my God.
So anyway, I'm at my mom's right now. Holy man, they reached that age where like, I got to take her to get a haircut. And she goes... I carry oxygen here, and she goes in, and then she goes, can you go get my car filled while I'm gone? Gas? I said, Ma, I'll take us 5 minutes when you get in. No, just do it now while I'm in here. I go, okay. And then she goes, do you know where to get gas? Do you know where there's a gas station around here? And she goes, ask the lady who works here. She'll know. And I'm like, Ma, I'll find the gas station. And then the lady goes, well, there's a bunch if you just make a left. And then my mom goes, do you know which one has how much for a gallon? I go, Ma, I'm not driving around looking for the least amount. And they got money. And they got money,
No, crazy, it's a mentality, bro.
Yeah.
And you do see age starting to creep in on the parents, right? My father just had cataract surgery, and he's like, I can't see. It's like, I go, Dad, 2 weeks, the guy said, it takes. Like, my dad wanted to have it like up and running within 3 hours, right? He's like, my eye's still watering. I go, we're just in there. It takes 2 weeks, you know, and I got to go back. And it's like, my God, I don't know what happened to our parents, people that we used to like look up to as far as like, wow. And now you're talking to them going, how do you get through the day?
I know. I everything, my mom, like, she's like, can you help me change? It's the day I do my bed. I put on the new sheets. Can you help me get these ones off? I said, yeah. And she's like, oh, you're so fast. 5 minutes, right? And she goes, takes me an hour. So then she goes, I have to redo my schedule. I have half my morning back because I did the bed. Wow. So, I mean, I just don't look at older people and I'm like, there's certain things I see and don't see. And I'm like, like my father-in-law's got some great qualities. Like he's not afraid of dying and like, you know, he just enjoys every day. And then I see other qualities in people where they're mad, they seemingly because they're getting old. I don't want to be that, but am I going to be that, you know?
Well, do you think when you're 80,
man,
you're going to be going, I could go at any day?
I feel like that right now. Yeah. But by 80, yeah, man, then it's like definitely.
Oh my God, no, man! It's just
every day's a gift.
It is a gift, but even now, as I'm starting to get older, I'm like, you know, doing math and going, you know, you hear people like I had a buddy of mine back in Chicago who passed away behind. He parked his truck. Had an aneurysm in his heart. His heart basically exploded. And that's it. 4 kids behind. He left a wife and my age, 48 years old. Like when you start hearing people dying at your age, that's when you start getting like, oh, I'm there, you know. When you're 30, you never really heard of a 30-year-old dies. Now you're starting to go, who died? No, he fucking dropped dead. Yeah. He was making his bed, you know, and he fell into it.
I know, man. I know. I tell my wife all the time in the kitchen, I'm like, baby, Annie, we got to live every day, you know.
That's it.
So I don't know, man. I don't like doing shows face to face. It's official.
You know what it is? Yeah. I think what it is just because we only have a utilization here of the one camera. If we did this show sitting across from each other, I think it would be a different experience. We've always done this show from the inception, like side by side, even when we started in the shed with that guy. Do you remember what that guy's name was, the producer we had?
No, I remember it though. God, do you remember that? The beginnings?
The beginnings. This was, how old is Sadie?
8, almost 9.
So this was like 9 years ago. Just to get everybody up to speed here, we started this thing 9 years ago, literally in a shed off the. Man, I'm used to doing music.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to be, because we didn't really know each other that well.
No.
And then next thing you know, we're in a shed. You had to be thinking, what the? I was with Brewer at XM.
No.
And now I'm in a shed.
I was down with doing it, with all that. But I knew we had Lou at the time on call, like he wanted to do it, and I knew what Lou could bring, you know, so we tried your guy. And then I'll never forget, it was so funny, man, when I said, let me just have my guy, Lou, I'll give him what we did with your guy. And then remember what Lou made that tiny little clip?
He made a sizzle. It was like a sizzle reel he made.
You go,
this guy.
You call me up, you go, I already played it for my mom 3 times. This guy's like, Stan.
Oh my God. Yeah, man.
We got to do a walkthrough, like a real walkthrough. Maybe that's a good 10-year anniversary thing. Like we pull clips and do a walkthrough.
Do we even have these old shows? Hank, do we do? They're stored somewhere. Okay, because we need to like. I need to go back and listen to some of those.
God damn.
I mean, literally, it's a catalog of our lives for the last 9 years. Literally, I mean,
Crazy, man. You got I had Sadie. You got married. Then you had 2 kids. All the Korea stuff. I remember I did that that pilot for the Ryan Seacrest Productions where they fucking changed the whole house. Oh, we did so much.
oh my God.
Doing it from wherever.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, we're still doing it from wherever. I mean, nothing. I mean, the production value really for this show hasn't gone up too much from you doing it at Tim Hortons in your car.
Right.
I mean, like, it's not like we're doing it from beautiful studios. However, I'm going to get the drawings in a couple of weeks for the new cast studio that I'm building at the house.
Man, you got an architect and everything?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So this they're designing it.
Oh.
So he goes, do you have like a vibe board, something that we could refer to as kind of like how you want? You want Chicago Cubs colors and this? I go, hey guys, you got the wrong guy. Yeah.
This ain't a man cave, right?
So I asked Lon, I go, what do you think we should have in the background for the cast? And she goes, nothing. Just have a really slick looking fabricated wall, but on the desk, like have a beautiful, like the Pete and Sebastian show, like a little plaque on the desk.
Oh,
you know, she's not one of these that's into, you see a lot of these podcasts with graffiti and whatever behind them. She ain't into that.
Yeah.
She's into like just understated with a little class plaque. What do you think of the class plaque?
I think it's all very classy, but now I would imagine at some point then you two got to be having the conversation. What are we going to do when we got to plug in that slug under his staircase? Like you know, my end ain't going to match your end, so I'm just going to have to be a face in the wall. I'm going to have to move to California. If you're making a fucking Tonight Show set, I'm moving. Holy shit, velvet walls, guy.
No, this thing is going to be my little, I think I'm going to also make it an office too, because it's a pretty big room. So I'm going to make my office like a desk and whatnot. And then I'm going to have like a little production room. Yeah.
Well, if you do more voiceover work, maybe you can.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to,
nice.
If you want me to do a voice thing, I'm going to go up there and crank it out. So that's up on Patreon. Now, we got to thank the Patreon people, and we have been interacting with those people. That's Pete or myself doing that. That's no one else running that page but him or I. So if you get a message from the Pete and Sebastian show, that's us. The next episode, I'm just going to tease this. All right. Pete and I will be discussing and breaking down the slap heard around the world. Wow. All right. Yeah. So that's going to be on the Patreon page. We're going to go over the Will Smith, Chris Rock slap. And by the way, nice content you're putting up there. I got to applaud, the brick, the how you process the t-shirts and when people are
chest shake for a chest hair. Yeah.
People are really enjoying that. So we got to thank all the Patreon members for subscribing to that experience. That's been something that's really been taken off for us. So we got to thank you there.
Yeah, to the listeners and to you. I don't know if this is Patreon, a regular show, whatever, but I don't have it with me. But I finished the 837-page George Washington tomb Wow, what a read. And I got to tell you, I know I dipped a toe a while back in some of the stuff. The similarities between you and George Washington throughout this entire book, it's to the point where I almost didn't want to read the end. And I'll tell you why. Because you and him are so similar, I didn't want to know how you're going to die. It's unbelievable, the similarities. So I look forward to sharing that with you and the book itself.
Well, no, give the listeners a taste. Give me another similarity that you
Sebastian, Hank, you're going to be blown away by this too. This is a similarity between Sebastian and George Washington, and there's many. George Washington, you ready for this? Didn't like certain sounds. It bothered him. So one time he had a major operation to take a cyst out of his leg. And because they know there's sounds that bother him, they laid hay down on the cobblestone street so the wagons wouldn't make noise when they passed his house. Oh my. That's like carpet in the FDR drive. You know, like the FDR drive, yeah.
Wait a minute. Was this his idea for the hay, or did someone go, listen, start laying some hay down, he's going to get upset?
I don't know if the idea was his for the hay, but he didn't like the sound. He said he was having trouble resting because of the clanking of the wagons. So, I mean, you want to talk about service? Like somebody knowing... Get some hay, lay it down on the road. How far down? All the way down till the wagon's out of eyesight. Just hay that shit right up, man.
Oh, wow. So he had a bit of...
Your wife won't even stop eating in the car to compensate. You're not liking certain noises, right? And this guy's like laying hay.
This guy's getting hay laid for him. He has what I have self-diagnosed misophonia, which is an annoyance of small sounds or tics or what have you that set somebody off.
Right. That's literally affecting the man's healing because of certain sounds.
Well, this might sound a little, I don't know, uneducated, but how did he die?
You know, I tell you, man, he was 67 years old, and at that point, he was finally working on his own property. He had 4 farms, and every morning he'd get up and go and he'd ride on his horse and check out each farm. So this was a particularly cold day, and he went out on his horse anyway, and he came back, and he was soaked to the bone, and it was cold out, and he changed out of his wet clothes, but that's all he did, and he went to bed with wet hair, and he woke up the morning with a cough. And even Georgie boy knew it was a matter of time. And then they pretty soon they had him laid in a bed. He was having trouble breathing. One doctor wanted to do, it was unheard of at the time, a tracheotomy where they're going to put a hole in his neck to breathe better. And the other 2 doctors are like, back then they're like, hey, what the fuck do you want to do? We're not doing that to him. Then when he died, his wife took all of his hair, cut all of his hair. And then she only lived a few more years, but through the next few years, any visitor who came through, if she had a nice time or you accompany and you left, she'd go, hold on, I'll be right back. And she'd come back and she'd give you as a parting gift a couple of pieces of George Washington's hair.
How
nice is that?
Is it?
I don't know, bro. You pass away and Lana's putting little pieces of your hair in little glass cases.
I'm sorry, that's weird.
But that's what they had back then. They didn't have photographs, or anything like that.
Do you think some of this hair is still circulating, maybe in a basement somewhere?
We did an old cast where I told you I was at a museum. It wasn't Washington's hair I saw, but they had someone else's. So,
okay,
yeah.
But do you think this stuff is still out there?
Yes.
You go to a garage sale and they don't even know they got Washington's hair, and I'm like, I don't know, there's a bag of hair or something like that.
That probably had to happen, right? Someone's cleaning out an attic and they get the fuck is that hair? They just wash it right out of the way.
Well, what we did, I don't know if you did this for Sadie, we saved Caruso and Serafina's first haircut. So we saved a little bit of the hair. We put it in a bag and it says Serafina's first haircut.
Right.
So I don't know what we're going to do with that, but it's there just in case she wants to look at it.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. Now, could you when you get a hair transplant, could you, maybe this is a thing where you get it from a famous person, like I'm going to give a hair transplant and they go, but we don't take it from your own hair. Brad Pitt comes in on Wednesdays and gives us a little
Doesn't work.
It has to be from your own body?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I asked.
Really?
Because I said, when I got
Because you were going to ask me for mine, right?
No. But I asked when I was getting mine done, I said, listen, if we run out of my own hair, could we start sourcing other people's hair for my head that has a similar? No. He goes, what we do, and I think we discussed this on the cast, the most similar hair to your hair is your beard.
Oh.
They start taking from your beard.
So, see, because, like, if they could figure out how to take it from your hair and you go, by the way, if you can do that, I don't know if this works. I have I got it from my great-great-grandfather, passed it down. I have a couple strands of George Washington's hair. And they're like, nah, we can work with that. And then 5 years later, you're at a bar, you go with a girl, you see this patch right here? This is all George Washington's hair. This is him. Fucking shit. He was famous, dude.
Well, shit, I'm thinking, is there only real one rendering of what George Washington looked like? Because I always see that white hair. I mean, I don't see him when he's 19.
He sat a lot. Well, when he's 19, nobody wanted to. You've done nothing. I'm not painting you. They don't paint you.
Well, how old was he when he became the president? Do you remember?
By the time he was president, he was in his 50s.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, he fought for a long... he just, And still, there's a lot of similarities. We gotta put it on the side burner right now. Okay, but a lot of similarities.
We'll do side burner.
And we'll get into the Revolutionary War. By the time we're done talking about that, you'll know everything you need to know about the Revolutionary War, people. I'll tell you who liked who and who they didn't. Like Jefferson used to say stuff to Washington, and then he'd go... and he'd write shit about Washington in the paper anonymously. And then Washington would say to Jefferson, somebody's writing this shit about me. And Jefferson would be like, yeah, I know. Fucked up.
Wow.
I know, man.
The deceit. Yeah. Now, here's a dumb question, but I got to ask it because I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson ever president?
Yes. Third one. Yeah.
Who was two?
John Adams was the second one.
John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. Okay.
Yeah. And John Adams was Washington's vice president for 8 years. And he said famously, never before or since in the history of the world was there a more useless job than mine, being vice president. Like, there's nothing going on with that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, it was really, I got all the lowdown, you know what I mean? And, yeah.
All right, we'll dissect that next week on the Pete and Sebastian Show. Check out Patreon. For those of you who don't know how to go and get this, it's patreon.com. Type in Pete and Sebastian Show. It's very easy. You click, you pay $5 a month. Behind the scenes content, one extra episode a month, and show topics. This is the Pete and Sebastian Show. Good night.